So last class we understood what are Shastras, what constitutes Shastras, and we had a decent idea of what Shastras mean. இன்னைக்கு we are going to discuss a very important topic, which is the law of karma. You can say it's a simple law. At the same time, somebody can say it's a complicated law also, because it is not very easy to explain. Now this karma, which is again related to your rebirth, all these are a matter of understanding. It is not a matter of belief. People say I believe in this or I don't believe in this. That depends on, because somebody says so, I believe. If I don't like that person, I don't believe what he says. So that kind of belief is not, it doesn't help anybody. So everything should be a matter of understanding, and whatever Shastras say, it's all a matter of understanding. It is not just something loosely told. So somebody says, I don't believe in rebirth, then for him the law of karma doesn't apply, because it is all interconnected. So let us first understand what is the law of karma. First of all, what is karma? Karma basically means action. Whatever we do, deliberate action is called karma. Involuntarily, a lot of things may happen, but deliberately with our full mind application, whatever we do, that is called karma. And the law of karma actually means the effect of your action. Though karma word is only means action, it also means the effect of that action. So I am suffering because of my karma means I am suffering because of the effect of my action, not because of my action. So that is the first thing we need to understand. Karma means here we are referring to the effect of the action. Now, any deliberate action we do will produce a result. There is a visible result and there is an invisible result. Visible result is what we obviously see. When you do any deliberate action, you see a visible result. But there is also an invisible result which happens, which we are not aware at this moment. So every action will produce a result, and which is, one is called Drishta Phalam and another one is called Adrishta Phalam. So both happen at the same time. Now, this action, whatever we do, for a particular reason. Now, the Drishta Phalam, for example, if you do some charity, say you do some charity, the Drishta Phalam is, suppose you are feeding somebody. The Drishta Phalam is, you are spending for that, your bank balance gets reduced. And also you can see somebody is benefiting from that. The Adrishta Phalam is, because of your action, you also get what we call as Punyam. It produces a positive effect, positive result, which is accumulated in your account. So basically it is like a bank account. So there are two accounts. One is called Punyam, other one is called Papam. Any action which produces a good result, which benefits somebody, automatically becomes a Punyam. Any action which produces something bad, harms somebody, it becomes Papam. Now, what action will become Punyam and what action will become Papam, that is something which we cannot accept. Somebody says this will bring you Punyam or this will bring you Papam. We don't know. But when the Shastras say these are the actions which produce punyam and these are the actions which produces papam, then we have to accept, because the Shastras are the basis of our entire discussion. So Shastras have specified a lot of things which produce punyam. For example, charity. Charity again is not a right word, it's again an English word. In our languages we call it as dhanam. I think dhanam is common for most of the languages. In Tamil also we call it dhanam, Sanskrit also it is dhanam. Now dhanam is something which cannot be explained in charity is not the right word to for translating dhanam. Charity means you are in a higher position. So you have an ego. I am in a higher position, so I am giving something to somebody. That is charity. You claim I am doing charity. Dhanam is something where you are grateful to that person for giving a chance for you to help. So you are in a grateful position. You have something excess and somebody needs something which you have. You give it and you thank that person for giving you that opportunity to help him. So that mindset is completely different from when you say charity. So this kind of attitude is only what produces punyam. Charity, as per the other meaning also, will produce definitely, but the attitude will decide on the amount of punyam that you are going to get. There are so many other ways to get punyam. They say you visit holy places, you help others, when there is a need you come forward in whatever way. It need not be only in terms of material. Even you can help somebody physically. All these things produce punyam. Anything which is not prescribed in our Shastras, if you do it, even if may at a particular moment it may look good, but if it is not prescribed in the Shastras, it is going to produce a negative effect, which we call as papam. So it is like a bank account. All your deliberate actions will produce a result. If the action is good as prescribed in the Shastras, it will go into your account, punyam account. And whatever is done without, which is not prescribed in the Shastras, will produce papam, which is again going into your papam account. So these two keep on happening everything that we do. See, if we understand, nothing happens by chance in this world. So when you say law of karma, who has specified this law? It is a natural law. Natural law is something which doesn't happen by chance. Like natural law, how the seasons change, it is also as per natural law. Summer comes, followed by rainy season, followed by winter, followed by spring. It never changes. It is not that this year summer is in May, next year we don't know. Summer may come in July also, or it may come in December, or this year winter, suddenly from tomorrow winter is setting in. It doesn't happen that way. The natural laws are all, they follow a pattern. Nothing happens by chance. In fact, every moment of our life, whatever happens, it happens because of a cause. If we know the reason, we call it as an incident. If we don't know the reason, we call it as an accident. But nothing happens. If everything happens by chance, then nothing in this world, it will be utter chaos. So everything happens with a reason. So the karmic effect, whatever we are going through, it happens because of our own actions. Now, this karma is divided into 3 types. The first one is called as Sanchita karma, which basically means karma you have accumulated, or the result of the karmas that you have accumulated over millions of lives. We have always been there in some form or other as long as the world existed. We will continue to be there as long as the world exists, and that is always there. So we have been accumulating, and we have been whenever we have had a human birth, we must have done lot of actions which must have produced both punyam and papam. Now the rebirth happens based on purely on these actions. So Sanchita karma is all the karmas you have accumulated over millions of lives. It's a huge baggage. We carry this baggage around, but at this moment, that is like a fixed deposit. Sanchita karma is your fixed deposit. It's already there in your bank. Now, when you take this particular birth, the moment you are born, or even before you are born, the bank balance, the fixed deposit which has matured comes into the picture. So that is what we call it as prarabdha karma. So Sanchita karma is the accumulated karma. Prarabdha karma is what has now fructified or matured. So you are...
Can you repeat the word? Excuse me. What is that karma?
Prarabdha karma.
Prarabdha.
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 No. Prarabdha.
Prarabdha.
So our entire this particular life is driven by prarabdha karma. What has matured right from the time you are in your mother's womb. Before that itself, your karma, your prarabdha karma starts. Right from to which parents you are born. Then in what circumstances you are born. Everywhere, everything is decided by your prarabdha karma. In fact, your entire life, from the time you take birth till the time you die, it is the unfoldment of this particular karma which is called as prarabdha karma. In fact, we don't have any control as it unfolds. It goes as per what you are supposed to get based on your actions. So 80% of our life is already decided. Then one can say, oh, if already decided, then why should I take birth? What is the point in now? I can't change anything. No. You still have 20% which gives you a chance to change whatever is happening. So that is called as Purushartha. We saw Purushartha as the goal of life, but here Purushartha is effort. Prarabdha will give you the opportunity. For example, suppose there are some people who are very good in certain things. Like say, there's a musician, very young. There are some musicians who are very good at music right from a very young age. It is purely because of that prarabdha karma. But if they say, okay, I have this karma, I will automatically become a good musician or a great musician. Now it will not happen. You have to practice. So your karma will give you the opportunity. If you don't have that, to become in this life, suddenly you want to become a musician, if it is not there in your prarabdha, the effort that you have to put to learn music will be much more. Same thing with any subject. Say somebody is very good at maths. It's because there was some connection with maths in our previous birth. somebody is good at something else. It's just a continuation. But you need to take it to the next this thing, you need to put in effort. So prarabdha will give you the opportunity, the purushartha or the effort will only ensure that you get benefit out of it. So this is a constant process. So prarabdha karma is what decides what we are, who we are, what we are going to do. If we accept whatever position we are in, it becomes easy for us to handle many things. The third type of karma is called as agami karma. Agami means future, what is going to happen. That is what, at this moment, whatever you are doing, that becomes a karma. Some of this will fructify immediately. It is not that all karma gets accumulated and will come in some other birth. Some karma that we do will fructify immediately. But some part of the karma will get accumulated and we don't know in which life we will get. It is never a one particular aspect. Over many lives, whatever you have accumulated, it is a mix, and from that mix, one portion becomes your prarabdha karma. The majority of that may be the effect of your immediate last human birth. Because only in a human birth, your actions are going to produce papam and punyam. In any other form of life, you cannot get papam and punyam. An animal or a tree or any other object is not subject to karma. They are going through that because as a human being, in some life, they must have accumulated karma which has given them a birth which is in a different form where they have to just go through. So one of my gurus, Swami Paramartha, used to say, when you see a person taking this chicken hanging on the cycle, they will tie the legs of the chicken and it will be lying helpless with its head down. He say, just look at that and think what kind of karma that person should have committed to get this kind of a life. So it's a warning to us that karma, whatever we see, whatever suffering we see, or whatever good we see, it is all because of karma. So whatever we enjoy also, it is because of our past karma. We forget that only when we suffer we say, oh, I am suffering. But when we enjoy something, we don't say, okay, I must have done a lot of good to get this kind of a birth. We are in a comfortable position today because the punyam that you accumulate, which is invisible, when it becomes prarabdha, it becomes visible in the form of comforts. So whatever you did in somewhere in your past, this time you are enjoying the benefit. All the comforts that you get is purely because of your own efforts. So karma is nothing but effect. You cannot blame anybody. So that is the effect of, if we understand karma, we will not end up blaming anybody for anything. It says you are responsible for everything that you do. You suffer because of your own action. You also enjoy because of your own action. In Bhagavad Gita, in the 2nd chapter, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, there is one 47th verse, that first line itself, if we understand, it describes everything. Karmanye va adhikaraste ma phalechu kadachana. That one line itself says, people misinterpret that particular verse, saying that do your duty but don't bother about the result. This is what it is normally translated as, which is not correct. Because why should someone do something without expecting the result? In whatever way, we do something to get a result. But what it actually says is, you have control over your action. Karmanye va adhikaraste means you have full control over your actions. Ma phaleshu kadachana means, but the fruits are not in your cup. You have no control over the fruits that you get. So accept whatever comes as a fruit happily. That is what we called as prasadam. When you go to the temple, they give you prasadam. Suppose somebody likes laddu. If you get laddu as prasadam, you are happy. But you don't like, say, they give puliyodare someday. You don't like puliyodare, you say, oh, today's prasadam was not good. Whatever comes as prasadam, accept it. That is what you are meant to get. So, if we build that attitude of prasada buddhi, as they say, then you can accept most of the things in life. So that is where the whole problem is. We feel whatever action we do, we should get the result of that immediately, and it should be in our favor. Whatever we feel should be the result, we should get that. The natural law doesn't look at the same action by different people in the same way. For example, you can say killing is not good for anybody. Nobody can kill anybody. But when a soldier is fighting a war, it is his duty, it is his dharma to kill. If he doesn't kill, he will incur papam. At the same time, there is a thief who is killing somebody for profit. So somebody who is looking at it, he is also killed. So both should get the benefit in the same kind of papam. But the soldier gets punyam because at that moment that was his duty. He carried out his duty as per what is prescribed. The other person did the action for his own benefit, in the process harming somebody. So law of nature understands. You can cheat the man-made laws if you are smart enough. You know how the politicians cheat and get away with a lot of things. But you cannot cheat the law of nature, because the law of nature understands your attitude also behind that action. For example, say you are doing dhanam also. When you do dhanam, suppose you have, say, 1 crore rupees and you are giving 1,000 rupees or even 10,000 rupees as dhanam, then you will say, oh, this person is given 10,000 rupees. Another person who may be earning only 10,000 rupees, but he gives 1,000 rupees. Now the quantum is, say, both of them have given 1,000 rupees. So if you look at the quantum, then they should equally get punyam. But law of nature understands that a person who gives 1,000 out of the 10,000 he earns is better than a person who gives 1,000 out of 1 crore that he has got. So the attitude also is connected to the effect, the result. So it is not a purely plain action, that is. The attitude behind your action is also equally important. And this karma can come to fore. What you have done in some few thousand lives back also can bite you now. For example, we must have heard of Dhritarashtra in Mahabharata, who was born blind. There is a story which says in some previous birth he was a hunter, and to capture some birds he threw a net of fire and some 100 birds got trapped in that, and the parents of those birds were sitting on the tree above, and the smoke blinded them, so they became blind, and all their 100 children died. So that curse which they gave is why Dhritarashtra was born blind in that birth, and that is why he lost all his 100 children. So this is just to explain that you cannot escape. You can escape man-made laws. Somebody may say, okay, I will do all this and then I will commit suicide and then I'll escape the law. But you may escape the law created by man, but the law of nature will catch you. You will incur more papa for killing yourself. So you can never escape the natural laws. So whatever is happening is because of your own actions. So don't try and resist the prarabdha. Let it unfold. But accept whatever is happening, that it is only because of your own actions. So ultimately what it says is, you are responsible for your actions. Don't blame anybody. There are a lot of people who are very religious. They will say, நான் கடவுளுக்காக இது பண்ணேன் அது பண்ணேன் ஆனால் எனக்கு எதுவுமே கிடைக்கல. They try and shift the blame on God. But they don't realize that they are only suffering because of their own action. Whatever they get is what they are supposed to get.
Speaker off. Jyoti. Sorry.
So they don't realize that they will get only what they deserve. The God cannot change what you deserve. But prayers will help you to tide over that problem. But you cannot remove the problem which has already taken effect. Prarabdha is something which is already in process. You cannot change that. It is you are bound to go through that. But to handle that difficult situation, prayers will help you, God will help you to tide over that situation. But He cannot remove the effect of that. Agami karma is in our hands. So at this moment, see, whatever has happened in the past, we don't know in what life, what we did, why we incurred all this. You cannot go back in time, okay, I will change all this and remove all this. What is there in your hand now is your present actions. So ensure that whatever you do now doesn't add to that sanchita karma, which will again result in further lives, because our entire cycle of life and birth is because only of our karma. This cycle will keep on happening. Again we will die. Again our karma will ensure that we will be born. Depending on the karma, you will take birth in different places, different situations, in different forms. But you cannot come out of it unless you decide that I want to come out of this cycle of life and birth. The only possibility is through knowledge. Because we don't know our true nature, what we are. To understand that, only the knowledge will help you to come out of this cycle. And knowledge you need to study. There is no shortcut. You cannot just take Guru's Ashirvadam and say all your karmas are gone. It doesn't happen that easily. Guru can help you to understand and then find your own way to come out. Your knowledge will help you to burn all your accumulated sanchita karma. It will also help you to ensure that you don't commit any further karma which will result in a bad situation. The one which you are undergoing now cannot be changed. It is already, the arrow has left the bow. Now the arrow has to go and find the target. So whatever is happening now, it's already beyond control. You cannot change it. What you can change is by understanding yourself, getting that knowledge, you can burn the effect of the past and also ensure that you don't accumulate anything further. So once if you understand this law of karma, many things can become easy. We will be able to accept disparity. Why somebody is born rich, why somebody is born poor, why somebody is born with a problem, some physical problems, somebody is born with mental problems. These are all answered by, if you can understand the law of karma, the answers are there. Even in the same family, if twins are born, they are given the same kind of all education, the comforts, everything, but they will not be the same. They will have their own this thing. It is because of their karma. For some reason they are born together, but they are driven by their own prarabdha karma. So they cannot be the same. So that is one thing. Then a lot of people may say, see how these politicians, they are enjoying, they are doing all kinds of nonsense and getting away with all those things. We are doing everything right, but we are not getting the same this thing. They are enjoying also because of their past karma, but whatever they are accumulating, they are going to pay either this birth itself or next birth. You cannot say that only in next birth. Some of them may get in this birth itself, some of them it may come in future births, because it's a continuous process. It is not that it stops now. It is a continuous process, so you can never escape the effect of your actions. So as long as we accept that and we move along, we can manage life much better. We can understand things, we can accept things and move along, which will make life much better. Otherwise we are all driven by so many things. We say, okay, I should have got this, I should have been in that position, that person overtook me, I was denied all these things. So this is always the common complaint that most of us have, all of us. It is not that you or me or all of us, at some point or other we always complain that இதோட நல்லா இருந்திருக்கலாம், அவன் பாரு எப்படி இருக்கான், அவன் இதெல்லாம் ஒன்றுமே பண்ணல ஆனால் அவன் ஜாலியாக இருக்கான், நான் இவ்வளோ கஷ்டப்பட்டேன், பட் ஐ எம் suffering, I am not getting. It is very clear that you are only enjoying or suffering because of your own action sometime now or in the past. If we accept that and we go along, we will be able to handle much better. And if we want to get out of this cycle, we want to ensure that இனிமே இந்த மாதிரி வேண்டாம், I don't want to get into this papam and punyam, always same thing, I will come back, you don't know what kind of birth you are going to get again. If we think we need to do something, then it is up to us again. We have to, that is again the Shastras tell you how to get out of this. The very word Shastra, like I explained last time, means Shastra commands, teaches you to finally save you from this cycle of birth and death. So that is what the very purpose of the Shastra. So it is up to us either to accept things, otherwise we are only going to suffer. If we say no, I don't accept this law of karma, I did this, I want to get benefit, I should get all these things, you are going to be disappointed because your karma will not allow you to, it will give you what you deserve. We get what we deserve. Like they say, you reap what you sow. Don't blame anybody, don't blame anything. The lesser we do that, this blaming game, the more you will be happy in life. To get out of this, you need to put in more effort. So this is what karma is all about. It's a very huge subject, but I have tried to present what are the basic things that are involved in it. It is up to us now to reflect upon all this and then move forward, and till the body is there, this karma will unfold. Even saints, whoever, they also cannot escape their actions. So they also have to, as long as they are alive, they also have to go through. Like you must have heard of Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna. They all had cancer, they died of cancer. So somebody can say they were saints, why did they get all this? It is just the effect of their karma, and they had to undergo that, and after that, where they went, only they will know. We are not in a position to say whether they have come out of the cycle or not, because only the person who knows, he can only say. Others cannot find out about them. So this is what is the law of karma. We will conclude with this now, and then we can